Hey guys, this is Nathan, and welcome back to TechNodeFirmaCraft. So, in between episodes, I have been doing a lot in the tree breeding, and I mean a lot. So, we managed to get up to one walnut sapling before. We're up to 3 of them now. We're waiting on the 4th one so that we can try to get that walnut tree to grow. But in the meantime, we've been working on some of these other trees. And yeah, we've got lemons over here. If we get the lemons to breed, we can get plums. And also, I have gotten now a strain of the silver lime trees that carry cherries. So all of these silver limes here in this row, they are purebred silver limes with cherries on them. And I actually have some of those saplings right here. If we take a look at those, you know, we have silver lime for both. Their height is not all that great, but that's okay. But if we look down here, possible produce, cherries. That's what we really want to see. So these also support nuts. So I don't know, we might be able to crossbreed these with the walnuts when we get there as well. But I was trying to get the extra saplings that I had in here to work for biofuel in the crusher, the mechanism crusher, and they weren't working, and I don't know why, but I am able to crush these regular vanilla saplings into the biofuel, and yes, I still need to fix this hole. We kind of determined this is probably coming from lightning strikes, but yeah, there's not much we can do about that. Boy, that was a big butterfly. So we may have to try putting up some lightning rods or something like that just to keep lightning from striking. But so I've been doing a whole bunch of breeding over here. I've completely eliminated the oak trees from the tree farm here. And I think I'm probably going to be eliminating the birch here pretty soon. And also I have just recently gone through and cut down a whole bunch of the cherries to retrieve the these actual cherries from them. I got like 3 stacks of the cherries. It's just ridiculous how much I got. And then I'm using that to turn it into the impregnated sticks. And we've been getting tons and tons of honeycombs because of that. And so, yep, everything seems to be working really good over here at the forestry nook. And pretty much any time that I have saplings that I don't want, what I've ended up doing with them, and I'm just going to check out these real quick before I do this. So doesn't look like any of those were good, but if we hold shift here, we can see this silver lime apple oak hybrid has apples for fruit. I'm not really too concerned about that at the moment because we've got tons and tons of honey that we can use in the fermenter. So we'll just drop that into this hopper. That'll go into the fermenter and immediately turn into biomass. Now we have completely filled up our ethanol over here, and we have ethanol built up in the still and biomass built up in the still. So yeah, we're getting tons of that. This one here is another silver lime apple oak hybrid with apples. We're not going to worry about that. This one, silver lime hill cherry, no fruit, get rid of that. Silver lime apple oak, no fruit, get rid of that. So yeah, that's what I've been doing with the extra saplings, and you can see we've got tons of mulch. And we'll be getting more as we squeeze the rest of these cherries down. And then all that I have to do is pull this tank out and drop it into the carpenter. It will automatically refill the internal tank. So everything is working good there. So, yep. We're going to continue to work on the bees and trees here quite a bit. And yeah, hopefully we can get that last walnut sapling so that will grow. Now the next thing is, in this time frame, I have also been working with the bees a little bit. And yeah, my sandwiches are getting in pretty poor shape here, so I just better eat those up. So we've been working with the bees here, and I was trying to breed these up, and we finally got what we were looking for. We have an industrious drone here, and over here in this one we have an industrious princess. Now these guys will give us pollen clusters, and that is one of the steps needed in making the alveary. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab our Beealyzer now, and I'm going to drop these extra saplings off in here. But our Beealyzer, we can come in here and take a look at these guys. So this is a diligent inactive, but industrious active, and this one is the same. So our chances are fairly good of getting a diligent or a industrious bee out of this combination. So we're going to drop these in here, let them go through their process, and yeah, we'll just see how things go. And boy, 239 generations in captivity. That is absolutely insane. So we're going to let that go about its business. We're going to let the trees continue to breed and grow over here, and we're going to head back over to our industrial area and see if we can get some other things going. So I was talking about the biofuel for mechanism. Well, yeah, we got quite a bit of that. If I look here, we've got tons of it. We crushed up a whole bunch of our excess seeds from our garden and a bunch of other things. I can't remember all of what we did, but the seeds give us like 4 of these biofuel each. The oak saplings give 1, but we've got tons of this stuff, so what are we going to do with it? Well, the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to make a biogenerator. So this thing takes a couple of reinforced alloy, a basic control circuit, 2 black steel sheets, a couple of biofuel, and some redstone. So we're going to go ahead and take this, and I'm not sure how this thing works, but for now I'm just going to bring it over here and set it down. So actually I think we may want to move that out away from the wall a little, because I get the feeling that our power output is on the back. So what I want to do is find out what we can use in this thing. So it says that it can use any, well, it doesn't say it there. If we come in here, we should be able to find something. Nope. So we'll go with biofuel. Okay, so if we go Shift M, whoops, let's get off of that first. Shift M, we see a generator that burns organic materials of the world to produce energy. So I'm wondering if this cactus will work in there. Doesn't really look like it. So let's try putting in the biofuel instead, because I'm pretty sure that this stuff will work. So we're just going to put in one of these if it works. And yeah, it does. So we're producing a fair amount of power, not a lot, 120 RF a tick. But this would be a good use for a lot of our excess saplings and things like that. So we got 12,000 RF out of that. And I'm pretty sure that we can just hook that directly up to our power network. Now another thing we could try here is the reeds or the sugarcane. So I don't know for sure what this stuff is going to do, but it would be kind of interesting to see how much power this will produce. So the first thing that we're going to do is just see what are our uses on these reeds. So obviously we can make paper. We can crush this into a single biofuel. So each one of these reeds will equate to 12,000 RF. That's pretty good. So let's take a look at the uses again. The fermenter gives us 40 millibuckets of ethanol. That doesn't seem all that effective. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and drop some of this into our crusher here. And you'll see it goes fairly fast. Of course, we have to use power to crush this into the biofuel. But yeah, we can get tons of biofuel out of this. And then we can run this through our biofuel generator. So let's see here. Boy, that thing has a heck of an internal inventory. So a whole stack of biofuel didn't even fill it up. So we're getting a lot of power there. I think what we want to do is get some medium voltage cabling and hook this thing up to our power network. So yeah, if this works, we'll be able to possibly switch over a little bit of our power production to this. So nope, that doesn't take it. Okay, yep, out the back. That's what I figured. So our power comes out the back. We'll go ahead and hook this up to there. And now we are draining some of our reserve power out of this biogenerator into our network. And oddly enough, we're draining faster than we're using. But let's take a look at what our capacitors over here are doing from our big powerhouse. And this might be the type of thing that we'll bring over here and hook up. So obviously we're not going to be able to see anything there. Let's take a look at this capacitor. We're still draining, but it would definitely supplement our power supply. So let's take a look here. We're getting a pretty good amount of all of our sugarcane and seeds. So I don't know, right now power doesn't seem to be an issue, but it's nice to know that that is an option. So we'll go ahead and let that just sit there and do its thing with the biofuel, because obviously we're not getting as much power as we're using, or yeah, we're not generating as much power as we're using, and there are other options for power generation as well. So the next thing that I want to look at is another use for this biofuel. So if we take a look at this, we have the pressurized reaction chamber, and I think I talked about this in the last episode. So we're going to try to get one of these pressurized reaction chambers set up, and let's take a look at that. So PRC, nope, it is under the pressurized, the pressurized reaction chamber. So this thing is an enrichment chamber, an enriched alloy, basic control circuit, and a couple of gas tanks. The enrichment chamber is red steel double ingots, advanced control circuit, redstone, and that takes a steel casing. So I've got a little bit of crafting to do that. So I'm going to get some of that done, and I will be back in a little bit. So I've got a little bit of stuff ready to be crafted here, and the first thing you may notice is my crushing factory is gone. And that's because we're going to upgrade this thing. So with having to run all of that sugarcane through, we want to get as much done as we can for the amount of power we're using. So first off, we're going to use some reinforced alloy, obsidian ingots, elite control circuits, and our basic crushing factory to get an advanced crushing factory. Now this thing will handle 5 operations at a time. And yeah, it's kind of expensive, but we can handle it. So then we're going to put that into this recipe with the atomic alloy, some ultimate control circuits, and gold. And that's going to give us our elite crushing factory. This thing can handle 7 operations at once, and that is just absolutely phenomenal. And the thing is we still use the same amount of power, 25.29 RF a tick. So that is just absolutely amazing. So we're going to go ahead and hook the power back up to this thing, and we'll go ahead and grab our sugarcane that we have here and drop that in here and turn our auto sort back on, and it's just one of those things where you go, oh my gosh, look at how much stuff this thing is doing. And we are gaining power also, so that's good. So we'll be able to take all of this biofuel that we're getting out of this thing, run it through our biogenerator, which I put a hopper on top of that thing, and it will continue to feed into the generator and keep it filled. So that is just awesome. We are getting extra power production there, and it's something that we can just try to figure out how to automate a little later on. Now the other thing is that pressurized reaction chamber. So we have our steel casing, some red steel double ingots, redstone, and an advanced control circuit. That gives us the enrichment chamber. We're going to put that over here with our gas tanks, regular basic control circuits, and an enriched alloy, and there we go, pressurized reaction chamber. So this thing we're going to take over here and place near the biogenerator for now. And yeah, I think we're going to go right here. And this is another thing I didn't show. I made a compacting drawer, and if we look at the recipe, oh, whoops, wrong thing. The recipe on this, it's just a steel sheet, some smooth stone, a couple of pistons, and a 2x2 frame drawer. So that wasn't too bad. Now what this allows us to do, if we click on this with an open hand, we have 1,208 blocks of redstone, and that breaks down into 10,879 redstone dust. So we can, by clicking on the face of this thing, we can take out redstone dust, or we can take out redstone blocks, and it subtracts it from the full total. And also, if we pull out some redstone here, we can drop that back into here, and it will automatically go back into that compacting drawer because it is connected via the rest of the storage drawer network. So that is pretty cool. Now, this pressurized reaction chamber, I'm not entirely sure where everything hooks up on this thing, but I'm assuming the power goes on the back. So we'll go ahead and just see here. Yeah, well, we have power now. So now, what were the things that we needed to make this biofuel work? So I think we needed deionized water and hydrogen. Oh, we need... what, cheese? We'll just go ahead and make these sandwiches just like this for now, because we are really hungry, and yeah, unfortunately, we're on a time schedule here. So let's just go ahead and eat this stuff up and grab a drink of water here while we're at it, just to keep us moving. So I'm pretty sure it was hydrogen and deionized water, so, oh, I don't have any on me. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some of our biofuel here, which is done already, by the way. That's just absolutely phenomenal. So the uses on this stuff, we need hydrogen and deionized water. Yep, so let's see here. We have the deionized water down there, so, well, actually we have some buckets of deionized water here. We'll just go ahead and take those for now. And we'll drop those into this thing. Can we do that? No. Let's try clicking them on it. Shift clicking? Nope. So none of that works. How are we going to get our water in there? So apparently we're going to have to use a pump. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move this thing then. So let's go ahead and pick that up, and we'll put that right next to this. And the thing is we'll have everything right here then. So let's take our reaction chamber. Oop, that's not going to work, is it? Yeah, it's working, oddly enough. So, power cable, can we put you into the top? I don't know. So let's see if we can hook some power up here. Connection already exists. Oh, okay. We actually have no power going into these guys, do we? Or do we? That's a good question. Weird. Well, we're definitely getting power there. So there's that part of it. So now the next thing is the hydrogen. Can we put that in directly? I don't know. So, okay, well, that's not quite what I wanted to do. Okay, well, let's see. Can we put this hydrogen tank in here? No. So what we're going to need to do with that is place down the hydrogen tank facing into this thing. No? Try that. No? There? There we go. Okay, so now we have our hydrogen. Now we'll drop in our biofuel. And this will give us ethylene and substrate. So we get 100 ethylene for each one. And we're going to have to turn that into the liquid. So I get the feeling we're going to have to make quite a bit of this ethylene. And we're going to have to turn this gaseous ethylene into a liquid. So we should have had another tank somewhere. Oh yeah, that's right. We put it in there. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and put this tank in here. It's kind of funny you can put two tanks inside of a tank. That's just kind of odd. So if we put this here, will that start taking ethylene? No. We might have to put it into the side here. So let's try that. Okay, there. Now we are taking the... No, we're taking the hydrogen. Okay. This is a bit of a problem. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get that ethylene out of there. And then I will have to make a rotary compressor also. So if we look at the compressor, osmium compressor, air compressor, electrostatic, flux, no? Where are you? Well, let's take a look at the uses here. Oops. The uses here. And we have the ethylene condensator. Okay. So condensator. One of these guys. So we need a portable tank, a gas tank, some basic control circuits, energy tablets, and some glass. And we've pretty much done all of this stuff, so it's no big deal. I'll just go ahead and craft that up, and I will be back in a little bit. Well, I figured out how to get the ethylene gas out of the pressurized reaction chamber. When you look at the sides configuration, I was not looking at the gases. So we can select where our gases are coming in and where they're going out. And that was pretty simple after I figured that out. So we have almost 30,000 units of ethylene gas here. And yeah, we've been making tons of the substrate. So we've got quite a bit of that. And I'm trying to run this thing out of deionized water. It uses 10 millibuckets per operation. So because that is being so slow, I went ahead and made a second one. And then I've got my rotary condensator over here. So we're going to go ahead and grab this tank that has the ethylene gas, and we have an empty tank on us. We're just going to drop that here to collect the gas now. So this thing, thankfully, we can manually input gases to it, I believe. Oh, we have to go this way. Okay, so right now we are in condensating mode, so it's going to turn this stuff into a liquid, and you can see it's slowly building up there. And then we are capable of putting a portable tank in here, and we get a little bit of our liquid ethylene here. So we can do that, or we can just wait for a little bit, but we're going to need a little bit of this stuff. I don't know how much. We're just going to let that sit for a bit. We're going to grab some of this substrate, and the other thing that we needed, if we look at the uses on this, was oxygen. So I had already planned ahead for that, and we have this gas tank completely full of oxygen ready to go. So that's no problem. So now, using what we found out on the other one, we'll come in here, and our gases need to come in from that side. So we'll place down our oxygen tank here. We should be getting the oxygen in now. Then we need our substrate in here, and then we need our liquid ethylene. So we have over a bucket now, so let's just see. Okay, so on our fluids, right now it is set to the bottom. We want to set this to the top. We're going to set this up here, and then we're going to grab our configurator and turn this over, so that pushes everything into here. And we are slowly making the high density polyethylene. How much are we using? 50 millibuckets of the liquid ethylene per operation. That's not too bad. So we'll go ahead and turn this back the way that it was. Like this, I think. And then we'll drop our portable tank in here again. So we've got plenty of the plastic now. That is not going to be a problem. So it's just kind of a waiting game now, because in order to make our glider, we need 40 of these high-density polyethylene pellets. So I'm going to let this run through what it needs to run through, and I will be back in a little bit. Well, we have everything ready. So we craft our high-density polyethylene pellets together in a 2x2 grid. We get these rods. We put the rods together to get the sticks. We put the sticks with some leather. We get some wings, and we put the wings on the sides of a stick, and we get a hang glider. Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh man, I have been so wanting to get this thing. For over 6 months now, I have wanted this. Oh, that is so nice. So we can now just use a little bit of fuel, and we can fly for a long time. Oh man, that is so nice. So we do need to get a little bit of this stuff a little more organized, because I know that I'm going to need to make one of these for Bloody and a few other people, so that's going to be something I'm going to have to work on. But yeah, it looks like I've got a couple of tree branches to or leaves to work on here. Let's just see if we get any Ooh, what did we get there? I think that's a lemon? Okay. Yeah, it was a lemon, alright. It wasn't what I wanted. I want a walnut. So that was a cherry. And we got some cherries out of it too. So I've been carrying around these sticks and the bronze ingots so that I can just make grafters when I need them. That's kind of nice. It's a good idea when you get this far along. So that didn't give us what we wanted either. Oh, getting these walnuts is just a pain in the butt. So it looks like we've got one there. Got nothing. Well, it wasn't what I wanted anyway. Oh, was that it? Was that it? Yes! Yes, it is! Oh man, everything is going right today. So I did go ahead and put the treealizer away. So let's go ahead and grab that out and just see. This is probably a purebred walnut, just like the other ones were. So, yep, there we go. Purebred common walnut. We'll go ahead and plant this thing and cut all of the trees around it, I suppose. Or, actually, we'll just go ahead and grab it. And we're going to take it up here on top of the hill. So we're going to plant this thing up here. So it's a little bit out of the way, but there's nothing around it now to cause problems. We're going to let that thing grow. And, oh man, everything is going good right now, so we can glide. We've got our walnut saplings now. Oh, this is going great, guys. So I'm going to take a look at the length of the episode, and we will go from there. Oh, I'm having so much fun with this thing. There is no way that I could have possibly lived without this. I can move faster than the server can load now. That is great. But so we're almost out of time, so I think what I'm going to do to finish out the day here is we're going to go ahead and fix the... Ooh. We're going to fix the roof here. So I went ahead and grabbed some pine logs to replace these that are missing. And let's see here, we need one down here. Yeah, and that's going to be kind of tough to do anymore. Let's go ahead and chop back down just a touch. So we need a log. Come on, place the log. There we go. So we need a couple of logs there. That should be it there. So over here, we need a couple of them here. There should be some coming up from underneath. And actually it looks like the log is supposed to go up and through here. So we'll go ahead and remove this one. Place one there, place one there. And that's a solid block. And then I know that I missed a log over here when I repaired this thing before. So now the only thing that's left to do is our carpenter's block and ash logs. So we'll go ahead and cut these up real quick. And turn these into the planks. Now, if you're unfamiliar to what I'm doing there, I'm holding W and clicking, and it puts it into the first 4 spots in the crafting grid. Comes in really handy at times. So the top of this thing is just straight up blocks. Then, let's see, actually this should not be a log, this should be a plank. So the planks go here as well. And then again down here. And one more line of them down below. Now I grabbed stairs, I have no idea why. Everything here is slabs. So this is pretty simple. Now if you're wondering why the slabs do that, or the carpenter's blocks do that, it's very simple. They will conform to a surrounding block. So that's kind of nice. So then we can just come in here and kind of blanket this with our ash planks. Same thing here. And then back through with the ash plank. Oops. Put an extra one there. And then we've got just a little bit more. That wasn't what I wanted to do there. So let's go ahead and chop that one back out. Here we go, there's that one. We're just about there. And we'll have one left out here. I think what we'll do, since I don't have my carpenter's hammer with me, I'll go ahead and do this. And then we'll place that brick back in here. So we'll go ahead and put those on all of them. Getting down to the end, we'll have this thing fixed and it'll be looking nice again. That's kind of important. So, last little bit to repair here. Grab those bricks. And then this. And there we go. All better. So, yeah, I don't think our walnut has grown yet. No. But we are getting tons and tons of cherries. We'll be getting the lemons here really soon. We can use those for fruit juice. And yeah, we're going to probably have to just expand our sugarcane production so that we can continue to use our biogenerator here. But yeah, that'll have to be for another day. So, gonna say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!